What's up, what's up, what's up? So this is part 3. I'm looking at the Thunder deck now. If you don't know what I'm doing here, you can just check out my previous 2 videos, looking at Fire and Water and what I would adjust in those. So yeah, we're just adjusting the deck. So these cards are from the base deck, and I'm going to kind of go over why I'm taking them out and what I'm replacing them with. So starting with Tornado, we have so many options in Thunder to destroy runes. We don't need to be bouncing them with Tornado. Now, Tornado is a great card, but since Thunder has so many efficient options to deal with back row stuff, we don't really need it. Jolton, again, another great card. This deck's strategy isn't about really figuring out and getting out your stadiums. We don't really want Jolton because Jolton's generally going to be a 4-3 with the stadium. It's not a super good card, and there's some better options, I think, or much better options, I think, for that slot. So we're going to take the Jolton out. Again, Pandora's Box, we're taking them out because although it's a great card, it's super specific. I talk at length about that in the water video. Gettable is basically just an 8-3. It's almost impossible to use his ability effectively and for a lot of resource. Like, it's a good card at 8-3. You don't have to take it out, but I think some of the other options are better at 2 for Thunder, so I took it out. Circle of Sky, it's not super consistent, although it's a great card. This deck doesn't need it. And Signet Trick, you don't have to take this card out because it is a solid 2-drop beater. But again, I think we have some better options. So to start with, what I would replace the Jolton with is going to be the Ash Rabbit. It's going to kind of do the same thing as Jolton, which is going to give us some filtering. It's going to allow us to look at some cards, draw a card basically from the top 3. It's a very good search option. I like it a little bit better than specifically searching for just Mount Olympus. So I want the Ash Rabbit instead. Instead of some of our runes, we're going to play some Ambrosias because, again, Ambrosia is very good. Now, Thunder likes to play a bit slower, so Ambrosia is a great card to stay in the game longer. It's basically some healing. We're going to play 2 Riceros because I think Riceros is the best 1-drop in Thunder. And I think it's the second best 1-drop Elestral in the game. Well, so number 1 I think is Kindleo. Number 2 I think is Riceros. And number 3 I think is Boombat. Riceros is very strong at stalling our opponent in non-Thunder matchups. It is the first card you take out in a Thunder matchup, but against majority of the decks, roughly 80% of decks you will play, is not going to have Thunder, so Riceros is a great card to stop Thunder. I am going to replace Gadavolt since it's basically just a big attack beater with a Lycavolt so that we have 2 Lycavolts in the deck for our 3 amp-ups to kind of work with. So I want Lycavolt because Lycavolt generally going to be like an 11 attack. It's just this huge, big 11. I did my math wrong. 10 attack, just big attack beater. It's very strong, and I think it's a better beater than Gadabolt will be and do for you. And then my favorite card, I like to call him Mustard to my Leonite Ketchup, and that's Sonicore. So if you don't know Sonicore, it's a 7-2 for 2 that stops counter runes from being played while it's in attack position. Yeah, while it's in attack position. At 7 attack, it matches most other 2-drops, and it stops counter runes, period, which is really strong. I think that's better than Signectric. So Signectric on its own will generally be a 6 attack, so you need to get basically a 3rd element out to match a 7, which sometimes you can't get to. Sonicore is just a 7 baseline, and prevents your opponents from using counter runes, which counter runes are very strong, and Sonicore just says no, you cannot use them. So this is what I would do with Thunder Deck. Thunder Deck is probably the most focused, mid-range, a little bit closer to the control end deck out of all the decks. So I think kind of building it around some more kind of controlling mid-range stuff is good. So you have, again, the Ash Rabbit for some consistency, get some draw stuff going. Riceros stops your opponent. You get some healing with Ambrosia. You get a big attacker with Lycavolt. And then you have Sonicore to prevent your opponent from using counter runes when they probably want to use their shield. So yeah, I'm going to keep this video short because there's not too much to say. And I'm going to move on to Earth now for the next video. Again, you guys don't have to agree with me. This is just my thoughts on what I'm putting in my deck and why I'm putting cards into my deck and changing them up a little bit with what we have as our additional sideboard stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're moving on to Earth next, and then Wind at the end. Thank you for all watching. Again, as I said in my last couple videos, please go check out the other Elestral content creators. They're all doing a really cool job. You know, everything Elestrals, Jade Johnny, Eagle the Duck, Moolah, so much more. Just check out the creator content promo stuff in Discord. People are posting there all the time with their stuff. There's some artists in there. There's Bex who does our wiki. Go check them out too. And remember, subscribing and liking is free, and we all appreciate that. So I appreciate you guys if you can give me one of those likes and subs. Thank you, and you guys have a great day.